Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com. Welcome to our 2023 ski test. Today we're talking about the Dynastar M-Free 108. I really like this ski. Certainly works really well for how I like to ski. It's just a super fun, very playful powder ski, powder freeride ski, but I think calling it a powder ski is perfectly fair given its width, given the rocker profile, and given how much fun it is in powder. So let's take a look at this thing. Dynastar uses a hybrid core. So they're using that in a ton of the M skis, whether it's M Pro or M Free. What they're doing is they're blending a wood core with polyurethane. So the wood gives it the strength that you would expect, the stability and the responsiveness. That PU material actually does quite a good job both shedding some weight and providing further vibration damping. So there's no metal in these skis. On the M Pro side, we get that Titanal rocket frame. No metal in these skis, which keeps them lighter, but they're still quite smooth, which I think is notable. And I think it's quite an accomplishment from Dynastar that they've really smoothed these skis out without the inclusion of metal. So that's the gist of it for construction. Vertical sidewalls, sandwich construction, the rest is pretty straightforward. And then from a shape perspective, these things are pretty darn cool. So for me, as somebody with kind of a freestyle terrain park background, I can't help but ignore the freestyle influence in its shape. It's got the word free in its name, whether you're thinking freeride or freestyle. I think it works well in both those categories. So quite a bit of tip rocker up here. In fact, tip rockers kind of similar to what we see in the M Pro line, maybe just a little bit more splay in these M Frees. And just about the same amount of tail rocker back here, maybe a little bit less, but boy, not much less. And then we do get this nice kind of snappy camber underfoot. This 182 centimeter length has a 18 meter turn radius, so maybe on the smaller side for a powder ski in this width, but not like super small by any means. Pretty normal radius there. And boy, these skis are just a blast to ski. They're not too stiff, not too demanding, but we still get a nice supportive flex pattern, especially in that cambered portion underfoot. And they are just incredibly maneuverable, incredibly surfy. It doesn't matter how deep the snow gets. Sometimes people like to go way wider than this for their powder ski, and I can understand that, but don't underestimate the amount of float in this thing. It stays on top of the snow really well, and with its rocker profile, you can just surf and smear and pivot, and it gives you just so much control over your skis. Really comes in handy here in Vermont in tight terrain. Out west, it would certainly be a benefit too, just the ability to throw them sideways real quick. But what's nice about this ski, in addition to its playfulness and its maneuverability, with that flex pattern that we just looked at and with kind of the vibration damping of that PU material, there's some strength to it too. So if your style of skiing is more like high speed down open terrain, this ski could still work just fine for you. It strikes a nice blend between playfulness and that surfy feel, and then just down the fall line stability, which really makes it a great freeride ski. That's what a freeride ski is all about. Maybe, sometimes you want to go fast. Sometimes you want to play around over there. Sometimes you want to go jump off that cliff. Sometimes you want to go build a backcountry jump. This ski can do all of those things, and it does all of those things quite well. Glad to have it back for another season without any changes. It's cool to see the M-Free line growing with the introduction of the 90. Last year we got the 99, so yeah, just super cool to see how this ski has sparked pretty much a whole collection of skis now, and a great choice for playful skiers or just anyone looking for a super fun, very floaty powder ski. The last thing I'll say about it is we do have a more traditional than not mount point on here, but given that rocker camber profile, if you're the type of skier that's going to be landing switch and powder, taking off switch off backcountry jumps, stuff like that, you can move your bindings forward just a little bit. I wouldn't recommend it to somebody who's not going to be doing those things. You know, you're opening yourself up to more tip dive. Not to say that this ski likes to dive, but the further you move forward on a ski, the more likely that is to happen. So you can move them forward if you want more of a kind of balanced ski for spinning and skiing switch, but I think most people would just enjoy its playful directional performance. So that's the M-Free 108 from Dynastar. Let us know if you have any questions about it, and we'll see you out there on the hill.